Wrestle Grand Slam. So many main events were scheduled and changed because so many things. Osprey, Okada, Shingo, Ibushi all gave way for Shingo Tana Part 2. Tag title hot shotting. Jeff Cobbs and Athletic Freak. But Robbie Eagles, what the fuck, seriously? We'll talk about it all and so much more. It's Saturday morning and you know what it's time for. Mania today, marking out our way, talking the new Japan Tokyo Dome show. And whatever else we decide to mark out about, here's why. Because we're James, Zeus, and Pedro, and this is our show, Mark Out Mania.
Woo! Okay, good job. I'll tell you what I'm not marking out of. Fucking Gumby on my TV right now. I'm not marking out on that. I can tell you that right now. Spazzy bastard.
James, you know you love dangerous techers.
Hey, are we live? Okay,
are we?
I guess we're. Yeah, the screen was different. Hola, amigos, and welcome to the Mark Out Mania. We've got like usual, our usual crew here. We got James the Extreme watching New Japan Tokyo Dome live while on the air. Sorno, how are you?
I am good. I am 1/3 of the grumpy old man stable, and I am here and I am ready.
We are the grumpiest of grumpy old men.
Yes.
And then
it's
the God of Thunder, Zeus King Dark. How are you?
Good.
Every week we like we introduce Zeus with like going to war, like
special effects, top notch here, Mark Out Mania.
So what? Yeah, I'm like drawing a comic while making noises.
Oh, mijo.
So what's going on? What's happening?
It's it. Yeah, it's another Mark Out Mania. It's been a weird week in wrestling. Stupid people, Nick Gage, Chris Jericho. I just, you know, people comparing Nick Gage to Stone Cold Steve Austin, Dakota Kai turning on fucking Raquel Gonzalez. Sasha Banks returns and beats the shit out of Bianca Belair. Another day in wrestling, Vince McMahon, blows a gasket over fucking Daniel Bryan, possibly going to AEW. What the hell?
I hadn't heard that story about. I mean, we heard about Daniel Bryan going, but I hadn't heard about Vince McMahon blowing a gasket.
Yeah, he said, "How could we lose Daniel Bryan?" and blah blah blah. And he was chewing out some of his backstage executives or whatever.
No,
fun times, like a usual week. The old man's losing his marbles, so.
The only people that's worse than Vince when it comes to WWE or WWE fanatics, post shit like, "Oh, thank you, Vince. Thank you for
thank you, Vince." Wow, what the fuck are you thanking Vince for? You scazzy bastard.
Things than that. I can think of worse things than that, which is AEW fans, in my opinion. But
to me, they are worse. They're just two sides of the same coin.
I don't know. AEW, the AEW cult was like, they were like all in before a single show ever happened. Before a single show ever happened, they were like, "This is gonna be the best thing ever." So I don't know.
Before a single show ever happened, there was no other wrestling event ever in the history of wrestling before AEW.
I just never seen a fan base like act like the success of their promotion is their success, like we've seen with this. So I just never seen that before.
Brutal.
And now their own success kind of biting them in the ass because they had they ran the Domino's commercial while Nick Gage was running a pizza cutter across Jericho.
It was the Noid versus Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
They were literally cutting a pizza at the same time he's cutting up Jericho's.
That sounds like I know that John Moxley in some interviews said that it was just a coincidence, but I find that hard to believe.
That's bullshit.
Pedro, I find that hard to believe that anybody would actually be able to time that right.
That's true. That's true. That I mean, yeah, because then we would have to assume like the referee's getting a cue and telling it to them. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and if we've seen anything, it's how inept the AEW is with the technical stuff. So you're right. I don't know how they would be able to pull that off with their level of planning. And
Nick
stuff.
Gage and AEW, Matt Cardona fucking winning the GCW championship. I mean, it's all topsy turvy.
So let's go back.
Why is Nick Gage in AEW anyway?
Well, dig this, James. Let's go back to last week before this week's Dynamite. Let's go back to last week's Dynamite. Lance Archer beat John Moxley for the U.S. title, right? The IWGP U.S. title. And in that match, they billed it as a Texas Death Match, but they didn't follow Texas Death Match rules first. And second, they did like barbed wire boards and stuff like that in that match. And then the next week, so you have a match with barbed wire boards and bullshit. The next week you have Nick Gage. This is part of some stupid thing where Chris Jericho has to go through all these opponents if he wants to fight MJF, one-on-one. So it's some bullshit like that. So Nick Gage was one of the things Chris Jericho had to go through. And then this match, they had light tubes, they had panes of glass, they had, stabbing with the light tubes, you had the pizza cutter, blah, blah, blah. So it's like I told you on the chat this week, it's like we're getting the CZW version of TNA or something now.
Total. I wonder if AEW had to get permission from New Japan to do the title switch from the fucking Archer and Moxley.
I'm sure because when WCW did the switch from Liger to Hoovy to Psychosis back to Liger, they didn't recognize that for the longest time.
Really? Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm sure when it comes to somebody else's titles, you gotta work that out. I mean, is it any shock that both of them are guys that wrestled in New Japan before they came to?
Yeah, no.
Well, remember earlier this year there was the whole controversy with AAA and MLW, where they had put the AAA cruiserweight title on who's that guy? Leo Rush. And then later AAA was like, we don't recognize that title change because we didn't approve it. Yeah. And so they just kept it on Laredo Kid or whoever it was.
Which, that kind of goes back to the, where people talk about lineal champions in wrestling. I'm like, that shit just doesn't really work, I mean, if the promotion's dead, so is the title. If the promotion doesn't okay something, then it's not
right,
official. Because
fucking Naito takes 45 minutes to walk to the ring. I'm sorry, Zeus. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, not to mention he's wearing a suit.
Yeah.
And so
that's a bit of a long match, James. Prepare yourself. Go on, dude.
And then just kind of the way that matches have been like nullified and decisions overturned later. Like the Rockers beating the Hart Foundation.
Yeah.
That was one of the weirdest fucking things that made no sense.
WWE doesn't recognize their own title switches. That's fucking crazy.
I mean, they it's like, why don't you just have the Hart Foundation win the titles back?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's all. Yeah, that's it.
I mean, it happened. It's just like
Zeus. They had a ready-made excuse to have a rematch there because the ropes. The reason that they don't count it was because they decided we can't use this footage, right? Because the ropes broke.
Right.
When they were filming it. So it's like, well, hey, you just say, the ropes broke. It was weird circumstances. So let's have a rematch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You have
Right.
a built-in excuse right there, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they could have been champions for 3 weeks, a month, 2 months. Who gives a shit? Just, I mean, I don't even like the guys, but I didn't understand, that none of that made any sense. But like now, when I think it was Carlos Colon won the NWA World Title.
Oh, yeah.
Now, like he had said that he wasn't going to leave Puerto Rico to defend the title. He wasn't going to go all around the world and do that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And so they stripped him. Is now, of course, that's the story. I don't know. And then the other two guys that beat Ric Flair down there, they returned the belt to Flair later because basically it was like, Flair was scared he was going to get, murdered. And this is what 80, 83, 84.
Yeah.
He was scared he was going to get murdered for if he didn't drop the belt down there, which kind of explains why most people stopped going there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Vicious.
so I mean, and then there were so many dusty finishes,
Oh, please.
all those times where somebody would win the belt, and they're like, no, you threw him over the top rope before you did your finisher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, there was no better example of that, but with Hogan and Bockwinkel. How many times they did that shit?
Yeah.
Hogan wins. No. After 20 minutes of celebrating, all of a sudden they take the belt back. No. I'm like, what?
Yeah. The celebration, that place just went nuts. Like,
Yeah.
when you see that footage, they're just like losing their shit. And then it's like, no.
Brutal.
Hey, James, do they still have the Sunshine Network in Florida?
Yeah.
Okay. I used back in 2002 was
ECW.
When back in 2002 when I first got DirecTV, like we had the access to the Sunshine Network, and I used to see MLW.
It's called something else now, but it's here. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They used to have MLW on there, and they used to have this wrestling from Puerto Rico. I don't remember which one it was, but used to be able to watch both of those like late at night.
Yeah, when I had Prime Star before DirecTV bought them.
Yeah,
and then that was the first time where I got the extra sports tier that had the Sunshine Network and MSG and
yeah.
And I got all that just specifically so I could watch ECW.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I remember. I used to get the MSG channel in New York, and they would give house shows in the middle of the night.
Mm-hmm.
If you catch all these old school WWF house shows, I'm like, oh, that's hot, That and ECW at 2 a.m. every Friday on the MSG Network.
Yeah. I would set the DVR to record it.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time, if we had one. We didn't always have one. We didn't always have cable either. But
do you remember setting the timer on your VCRs to record stuff?
I bet you that's what I was doing back then. Yeah, 99. I was probably and then there was one time I was watching a wrestling tape, and I hadn't pulled the tab on it because I wasn't done recording on it, but I was watching it. And my brother-in-law at the time was over, I was like, yeah, let's go. Let's stop this and go get something to eat. Well, instead of just hitting stop, he turns the VCR off.
Oh no!
Right, and it was under a timer, and then it started recording some bullshit, some other bullshit that I didn't want. Yeah, I mean, so it was like, yeah.
These damn kids today don't know the struggle. Let me tell you,
James. I was about to say the exact same thing.
These guys are like, I can see 950 different wrestling matches from 950 different countries. Oh my god, what am I gonna do? My internet, blah blah blah. Yeah, okay. You try popping tabs on the VHS thing, bitch. Okay.
Or taping the tab back, putting tape
it's
over.
taping the tab back. Yeah, put your scotch tape over the tab. Yeah, all that shit.
Yeah.
Or you order a tape from a tape trader guy, and you have absolutely no idea
what
how good of a recording that he did in the first place.
I used to get this shit from RF Video, and I used to pray that it was halfway decent. Oh my god, these kids today have no fucking clue.
But they do have a clue about New Japan's Wrestle Grand Slam show because we all watched it, right? Well, James watching it currently, but he knows.
Yeah, I'm in the process right now.
But yeah, so that was a pretty good show, I thought.
It was a good show.
It. I skipped your boy one in the pre-show.
Yeah, I actually watched that. That was brutal.
Yeah, I watched it too. Yeah, none of those are very good. Those battle royal things.
That shit was tough to get through. I'm not gonna lie.
It was sad to see who's in there.
It was a prime example of hey, all these guys work for us. They're all here on the bus. We had to put them up in a hotel room. Let's get something out of them.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Do you remember what was it? Was it Ultima Lucha Dos when they had that fucking when they had that battle royal with like everybody that wasn't already in a match?
Yeah, I think so.
It's like everybody. It's like, well, we're all here. Let's go ahead and have a battle royal. It's like, Pimpy, Chavo. It's like,
Pimpy, man. The crowd went nuts for Pimpy, yeah.
It's like everybody that's still there. If you're there, you're going in this damn battle royal. You might only be there for 30 seconds, but you're going in.
I'm surprised they didn't put a hood over with a hot dog vendor, threw him in the ring. You know what I'm saying? That's brutal.
Hey, shout out to YYH in the chat room.
Double H, what's going on? Y2H2.
James has been influenced by my country song singing on Friday Night James.
Not
Friday Night James, Friday Night Jam.
And I'm gonna walk Friday Night James.
Nobody died, but Pedro lost his dog and his trailer and his pickup.
Yep, I'm gonna go outside and find my dog. Woo.
That sounds like a cross between like a pooch and a pig.
Yeah, they have the KOPW thing. It was not good. But yeah, I did watch it.
Pedro, you got to remake that shirt. But you got to put Pedro Boyd on it.
Yeah, with the Texas belt.
Oh my God!
Right?
I'll get to work on it.
I can't believe I'm watching it, and then I can't believe what was the first match again? Oh yeah, that's right. It was Rocky Romero. Yeah, that's right. It was IWGP. The fucking junior tag team.
Junior tag title. It was fine.
Ishimori.
I mean, it got better as it went on. Like the start of it, the first third of it, I was kind of like, they're just kind of like.
It was entertaining. It was an entertaining match, even though I can't stand Phantasma. I wanted to punch him in the face.
I found that the entire card, every match, like the second half of it, is miles better than the first.
Yeah.
Like it takes everybody a little while to get into going. But like, once you kick it in, they kick in that second gear, man. It's like the rest of that match is just fantastic.
I was still debating why they even held that show, because of the whole COVID thing in Japan is brutal right now, and you're like half capacity at the fucking Tokyo Dome, and I don't know, but they had it.
I don't think it was even half capacity
No,
of the
it's
term
probably
of
like
people who were there.
right?
I mean,
It's
it's such a tiny.
How many people you think were there? Maybe 500, maybe.
No. There's well more than that. But
yeah, there's more than 500.
It's a big ass arena, and there were parts of the upper decks that were sold. So I don't know what the attendance was. I'll look that up.
Okay, but, please, thanks, Zeus.
YYH, the shirt we were talking about, Chase Owens has a shirt with some of the Texas Heavyweight Championship belt design on it, and then his name in the middle. So yeah, Zeus was saying I should redesign the shirt and take out Chase Owens' names and put my name.
Watch your H2s go a little country. I'm a little bit country. I'm a little bit rock and roll.
My achy breaky heart. My achy breaky heart. I don't remember how it goes.
Yeah, but that first match was entertaining. It was pretty good, even though Phantasmo needs to get punched in the face and him licking his boot, and I don't know.
When it was Ishimori with Rocky Romero and Taguchi, it was better than any time Phantasmo was involved. Phantasmo he's become really lame. I mean, I know he's been lame for a while, but it's just a bunch of dumb stuff. When you know how he did a stint in Impact, it almost feels like that's his proper place. That or AEW, he feels like that kind of wrestler who should be there.
According to Cage Match, Wrestle Grand Slam in the Tokyo Dome, 5,389.
Really? Wow. Okay. I didn't even think that much. Okay.
Well, I mean, you got to remember. I mean, it's you can fit like 65,000 people.
Yeah. It just looked like there was about 500 people on TV. That's about it. It's the camera angles that they were giving us, I guess. Yeah.
So
that overhead shot was not an impressive shot. I can tell you that.
No.
Yeah. Bullet Club retained the belts, right? Yeah, they won that match.
Mm-hmm.
What was that?
The coaches were not able to overcome.
Was the junior title match after that?
Yeah.
Okay, Zeus, you got to give us. We want to hear from you first. We got to get your reactions and everything first.
I thought Zeus probably could have had a coronary after watching that.
Of course, I feel like, I feel like it's a foregone conclusion. And I'm watching the match, and it's going along, and I'm just kind of waiting for him to finish him off. And Robbie Eagles sinks that his submission move in a few times, and I'm like, it's got some oomph to it,
Mm-hmm.
And then Despy, he makes his comeback and everything, and I'm thinking he's gonna get him with the numero dos, and Robbie Eagles locks in that submission hold and got the win, and I'm like just stunned.
I think the crowd was right with you too, because the crowd didn't even make a single noise. They were quiet. So I think they were stunned with you.
Yeah.
The whole crowd was stunned silent.
And
James,
Robbie
you
Eagles
haven't heard the real signs.
Robbie Eagles is wearing green yellow because of Australia, he says.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or was he sending a message to his former tag team partner and leader of United Empire, Will Ospreay? Because Chaos has got a lot of juniors.
Maybe.
I feel like you're trying to salvage.
He's gonna get mad when when you or somebody, steps in his face and says, "Hey, man, I want to shout at that."
James, what I was gonna tell you was you haven't heard the real silence yet. Wait till you get to the post match of the main event. You're gonna hear actual silence.
Yeah, because nobody wants fucking Sonata. Evil.
Evil.
I mean, who gives a shit about Evil anymore? So get away from the belt. Put some insect repellent on it. Do something.
I mean, it was like the crowd like inverted, like their noise inverted.
They were like, oh. Brutal.
It became the absence of sound, like completely. Negative integers of sound.
It's like a Sean Spears entrance.
Yeah.
Nice.
That junior title match. I thought it was a good match. I have no complaints about the match. The match was good. It was a good match. I just could not. I mean, I didn't know spoilers. Okay, so I did not know the spoilers. So I'm watching it, and then it happens. I just could not believe.
Does Despy hurt?
I don't know.
I mean, what other reason would you have to take the strap off him to put on Robbie Eagles? I mean, to do the thing with Will Ospreay, maybe, but what? I don't know.
I just couldn't believe it. Like, really him? And what's with Robbie Eagles? I'm trying to see how I can say this where it's not offensive in any way.
Just say it.
The way he screams during the match, he screams a lot, okay? But the way he screams and shouts, he sounds like an effeminate male character from like an 80s comedy. Like, how sometimes 80s comedies would have an effeminate male character who would get picked on by the bullies or something, or in a comedic way, and because of that time or whatever. He screams like one of those characters. And I'm just like, I never noticed this. Like, for some reason, I never noticed this before about him. Maybe I just never heard him scream this much before. I don't know.
Help, help. The Alcalde took all my money.
Don't you fear. El Zorro is here.
You make
I got to see
that crowd was stunned. He was trying to talk to them in Japanese. He was trying to say thank you or whatever, and everybody just looking at him like he's on crack.
What actually is happening?
Yeah. Like, who is this?
Who is this? We sound like you ever heard that Madness song, the One Step Beyond, where the guy's like, it's one step beyond. We sound like we're doing that voice. I guess y'all don't know Madness, but
no.
You don't know Madness? They have that hit Our House in the 80s, in the middle of our street.
Our house.
Yeah, they had a song called One Step Beyond. And there's that dude doing the weird voice going, one step beyond in the background. Oh, never mind. Anyway. Robbie Eagles.
So Robbie Eagles is the new IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion, and Hiromu Takahashi has already made the challenge.
Yeah,
and apparently he's gotten the okay that he'll be next.
He actually opened the show, right? He actually opened the show cutting a promo.
Yeah, he's been cleared to wrestle again.
Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah.
And so what was next? Okada, Cobb?
Okada and Cobb, yeah. That started off a little slow. Okada looked like he was being bothered from like the oil from Jeff Cobb's arm.
The oil from Jeff Cobb's arm?
Yeah, because these guys oil up before they go in the ring. Okada kept wiping his hands on his trunks. Like, I don't want to touch you, Fucking lazy shit. Then he put a cob in that stupid money clip. I almost threw my slipper at the TV. It was nice. I tell you like this though about that match. That match goes to show because it shows you how strong Jeff Cobb is. He picks up Okada and tosses him around like he's a rag doll.
Yeah.
And Okada's not a small dude.
Nope.
He's what, like 6'4", 240, something like that. This is not a small dude.
Cobb's amazing. I mean, he's an athletic freak, as we've said before.
Yeah.
I mean, there are a few people that seem like him now in wrestling who are just like, you're just like, wow, like I can't believe the things they do. Like, Zeus, this match was maybe the best example in some ways of what you were saying earlier, where the one half is like so, and then the second half changes your whole opinion of the match in a way.
Yeah, it felt okay, for the first half of the match, and then they just kicked it in another gear, and it was just, they just did some great shit, and they worked hard, and overall it was a better version of a lot of the matches that we get sometimes nowadays. I think they kind of realize you got to kind of slow it down a little bit more than but
yeah, they can't keep up that pace. They had to slow down that match a little bit, nice and easy, because Cobb is strong. It was like it beat the shit out of Okada. I was like, ouch.
I wasn't surprised with the result, but I thought Okada was gonna win more decisively, and then it was like a flash pin roll up, and that kind of surprised me.
That works good. I mean, it's like he squeaks by, and so, I mean, will we have because this is another year where Okada doesn't have the belt, and he could conceivably end up in tag league if he wanted to, right?
I mean, that's a possibility. I mean, you could, yeah, but do you want to take him out of the title picture already? I mean, I'm
not saying already, but I mean, look at Naito.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm looking at him right now, actually.
Not for nothing, but Okada still is like super over with the crowd.
He's Okada.
I know, but I'm saying like watching it, and I was thinking like they probably really should have put the belt back on.
Yeah, of course they should. Well, he's over. He's like John Cena. He's over. And is Shingo a good champion? I'm sure he is. Is he over like Okada? No. Is he ever going to be over like Okada? No. But it's nice to see him with the belt, Shingo. I mean, you got to try something different. I get it. But he's not going to be over like Okada. He's not.
If the belt didn't look like the face of like a converter toy from the 80s, but I don't know if y'all ever saw converters.
The fucking belt looks like the alternator on my car. That's just brutal.
After that was the match James is watching currently.
Thank you, Tai Chi, for taking off your pants. That's what we all want to see. Your fucking flat ass. Good job.
The tag title match is up next.
It's good so far, but as Zeus alluded to, it starts off a little slow, and then all of a sudden, like it's picking up, and there's some good stuff going on in this match, But I just fucking Tai Chi and Gummy just get on my nerves.
I have a confession to make. I have a confession to make about this match. I nodded off for about 3 minutes during this match.
So now it's an hour and a half match, so it's okay.
I think I was just tired when I was watching it, because I had a lot to do that day. But yeah, I did not offer about 3 minutes during this match.
See, I like Tai Chi's. I'm sorry, Sus. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. Say finish.
I was gonna say I like Tachi. I just don't like his entrance and his gimmick. I can't stand that stupid. I just want to punch him in his face every time. Oh no, that stupid mask and the Phantom the Opera bullshit. Okay,
Right.
Gumby, who I think is a fantastic wrestler, I just don't like him for my own personal reasons. Okay, he's a dick, and ever since he didn't sell the Ishii at Wrestle Kingdom, I just that was it. Like a strike 3, you're out. So
that's okay. At least at least it's not for. I mean, it's all tied into wrestling. So
yeah.
So when he loses, you're happy. When he wins, you're not. So it's okay.
Right. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's typical. He's doing his job. He's over with me. He's I give him his props. I fucking Fleabag. I give it to him.
But like when
Sonata kick out.
The way that they're interacting is pretty unique and different. You see a lot of this. For these kind of bizarre over the top characters when you see them like happy for each other and interactions like backstage and things, and it's kind of like that thing that happened last year where Desperado and Kanemaru won the junior tag titles, and Dangerous Tekkers were the heavyweight tag team champions, and Taichi was talking to him, was like, hey, congratulations, we got all the belts now, and he's like, should we all go out for drinks and celebrate? And I can't remember what Kanemaru said, but like he was like, nah, he's like I can't, and I got to drive, and Desperado's like, I can't. I drove my motorcycle, so he's like, well, I guess we're not going to go out drinking. It's like, so it was just they just have really unique stuff going on, and apparently murder grandpa is back too. So
murder grandpa.
So it'll be.
You're gonna be selling his knee injury. Oh, come on.
So I mean, I like what they've done with a lot of these guys, and there's people that I see a lot, where they talk about there's not a lot of depth in the tag team division in New Japan, and for the last especially the last several couple of years, with dealing with COVID and everything like that. It's not easy to bring in new guys, and
you can't be traveling anymore. Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, that's one thing, but I mean, historically, like as a company that we know they've been making moves to try to be more profitable, and so of course you want to keep your all these big name guys. And so to avoid having to bring in, other people, you're just having to rearrange your pieces more.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
So, while
do a lot of makeshift teams.
Right. And so it's, it's not the age of, the 90s or the early 2000s or, stuff like that. It's not like that anymore. Where you could have, a tag team roll in for 6 months or a year and then, be gone, with stuff like this going on. So, I think that's kind of the reason it happens. I mean, of course I would love to see more tag teams and things. So, but I think that's just kind of the reason why it is the way it is.
I liked the match for the most part. It went on a little long. I thought it could have been a little shorter. I like Dangerous Tekkers a lot, but I don't know about this hot shotting of the title so much that they've done this year.
Yeah, it's like WWF in the '90s.
Yeah.
I mean, it is kind of becoming like that.
But
I mean, all this stuff you said makes sense, Zeus. But
No, it does. No, he's right. He's right. It makes sense.
I mean, of course, and we keep saying that one of the most obvious tag teams to make that for some reason they don't want to do it is Goto and Ishii.
Yeah.
Yeah, because everybody wants it. That's why.
I guess. I don't know. I mean, but
why give the people what they want? What a revelation!
I mean, we have an entire new faction, that we didn't have, 2 years ago. So, and honestly, Evil's part of the Bullet Club is kind of like the C, they're like the C level Bullet Club. With Yujiro and Goto to go, and
it's like NWO with Horace Boulder.
Yeah, it's like if it was Virgil and Horace and fucking Brutus, that would be that would be it. So, and then, the main event, Shingo and
Tanahashi, part 2.
Yeah.
Part two.
Yeah, so going back, you may remember they were originally Okada and Ospreay was going to be the main event of this show.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of stuff happened. Ospreay got injured.
Was that? No. Wait, I think
it was. Well, it was going to be Ospreay was going to fight Shingo. Oh, and then whoever won that was going to face Okada at the Tokyo Dome.
Right.
So and Ospreay beat Shingo. So yeah he was going to face Okada at the Tokyo Dome show. Then he got injured.
Yeah.
Then
right.
Then they had Shingo versus Okada for the title, and Shingo won, which shocked us all. And then they're going to have Shingo Ibushi as the main event. And then Ibushi got COVID, right?
Well, they said pneumonia, but yeah.
Okay. I thought it was COVID, but okay, so he got pneumonia. Okay, so Ibushi's out, and so when did they announce it? It seemed like the day before, like the Saturday was when I saw it announced. It was Shingo Tanahashi. Is that when they announced that was the main event? The day before?
I think so.
Man. So with like basically no buildup except going off their match from January, you have this.
That Godzilla logo, New Japan logo, is hot, man. I can't lie.
Yeah, those are awesome.
I want that ring pad too. That fucking ring pad is nice, man. It says Godzilla in the corner. That's hot. Let's steal that. We'll fly to Japan, take that out of the ring.
Yeah, it's really funny. Is that Summer Series poster? With Godzilla and Kong going at it, and there's red shoes in between them.
Yeah, that's hot.
And this was another match where, I mean, once again, it's just that took them a little while to get going, and in that second half of that match was just fucking phenomenal. And Tanahashi just keeps on having great matches. I mean, I was totally bought into it. And I thought Tanahashi was going to win the belt.
Really?
Yeah, I was that into it. I was totally convinced by the ring work and the story they were telling that it was going to be Tanahashi. And when the high fly low didn't get him, I was like, oh crap. No. I'm like, well, maybe he can roll him up, or maybe, and then, Shingo won. But I was, what is it? Like, what? It's been well over a year now or 2 years now where he just keeps, defying his age,
Yeah.
Defying his age and his knees and everything.
I was gonna say, he has Muda knees and then his knees are healed, and then he's got Muda knees and his knee and then they healed again. Like amazing.
I mean, last year at the G1, he had a lot of great performances. Like, and like he was the way he was booked, you knew he wasn't going to win the G1, but I kept wanting him to win, even though I knew, like, they were pushing him in a way where it's like his time is over. He's here to put people over, whatever. But he was doing so good in the G1 last year.
Main event time.
So on this main event, there are 2 near falls I bought in the match. But before I get to those near falls, there was a moment they were doing stuff outside the ring. I don't really remember what was going on, and I was watching it, and it dawned on me. I was like, wait, because I had seen some of the spoiler stuff from AEW this week. I seen clips and things, and I was like, wait. Tanahashi's challenging the winner of the IWGP US title or whatever for a Resurgence or something, right? I don't know what Resurgence is. Is it a New Japan show? Is it an AEW show? I don't know.
It's a New Japan show. It's New Japan, and it's one of their California shows.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I was like, so I guess, he doesn't win this match. Like, I have this thought in my head, like somewhere when they're doing something outside, it popped in my head like, he just challenged the whatever. So I guess he's not going to win this match. But then the match keeps going. And there was the spot where he, James, I'm going to apologize. I'm going to spoil.
Go ahead. That's fine. That's fine.
But there's no way I can talk about it if I don't. He does Ibushi's thing to Shingo, where he grabs him by the hands and he knees him. What do you call it?
The Kamigoya?
I can never remember what it's called.
Yeah.
He does that to Shingo, and then he goes up and he hits the high fly flow, and I was like, he's gonna win. I bought into it completely.
Yeah.
That moment, I was like, he's gonna win the title. But then Shingo kicks out. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe it. And then there's another near fall, and this one afterwards, I was like, well, it doesn't even make sense that I bought into this. But Tanahashi did like an Omega style dragon suplex where they just fall down real quickly, that shitty looking thing. And Shingo doesn't like sell it. He kind of he pops back up like, and then they do a little something else, and then Tanahashi hits the his regular suplex, the bridging dragon suplex. I don't know why. For some reason, I'm like, this is it. And then Shingo kicked out, and I was like, well, of course he's gonna no one's gonna lose to the dragon suplex in modern day New Japan. So
yeah,
of course. There was a spot. There's that avalanche move that Shingo did on Tanahashi. What? It looked like a Death Valley driver, but it wasn't quite because he had like an arm hooked and stuff. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So what got me about that spot, and of course it was, I had I knew he was going to kick out, and part of me was like thinking, isn't it sad that we just watched like some avalanche version of a move and we're like, oh, of course he's going to kick out, because that's what happens in modern wrestling now. You do an avalanche move, it's nothing. It's no longer like a super version of your move. It's nothing. But yeah, there were those two near falls I completely bought. Even this is after I had come to the realization, he must lose this match because he just challenged for the IWGP US title, the winner on AEW. So yeah, that says a lot about this match. what they did in the second half. My only other thing I'm going to say here, though, I feel the match in January is far superior to this match, in my opinion. I know y'all weren't as hot on that match as I was, but that match to me was way better than this one. This was still a really good match, though.
Well, I'm about to watch it now.
Did you think it was better, Pedro?
Say what?
What match did you say you thought was better?
The January match between Tanahashi and Shingo.
Oh.
I felt it was a far superior match to this one.
All right, so who's next for Shingo though? Who steps up? I mean, who's next?
Well, you gotta let Ibushi.
Are they really gonna do that evil sheet again? I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's what they're gonna do. Is they're gonna do the evil, but I don't think he's gonna go. He's gonna win. You know,
I can see Cobb. That'd be kind of cool if Cobb steps up and challenges Shingo.
Mm. Jay White. Jay White.
Yeah, no shit, right?
I mean, when is that guy going to get a chance with the belt again?
I don't know, but he you know, they're teasing the Jay White thing, you know, Jay White versus Omega in the Impact.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like Chris Bay has joined Bullet Club.
Really?
Because Jay White gave him a shirt, and they teamed against Finjuice.
Oh, that belt does absolutely nothing for me. Oh my god!
It's so ugly.
It just does nothing. Does nothing. Nothing. He looks like he won in a Cracker Jack box. Nothing. Like a transformer.
So yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna find.
We're gonna do Jay White. We're gonna do Jay White. We're gonna try to repeat the shit that happened in New Japan, like 5 years ago.
I don't know.
Impact.
I don't know, because you know, with him being never champion, I don't know what they're gonna do with Omega. Omega's hurt right now, though, right?
Yeah, but he's still cutting promos and still going to the ring and still talking shit. So that's good, at least, you know.
Omega's hurt.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, he's got some minor bullshit, you know.
That's why he hasn't wrestled on AEW in a while.
Yeah, I mean, keeping him on TV, but he's not wrestling.
Well, he wrestled on Wednesdays, so it was in an elimination match, yeah.
Maybe he's gotten better, but I thought he was hurt. Like, you know, he has like a hammy. Somebody said a hamstring. I don't know. Maybe, who knows?
It might be. But you know, they have been, you know, there has been, you know, guys, you know, going back and forth, like you know, Carl Anderson and Tama Tonga have been talking shit on Twitter, you know, because Good Brothers are, you know, aligned with Omega and whoever else, and they've been talking some good smack. Like Anderson's like, you know, hey, I've been don't make me kill the Bullet Club once and for all, you know. And Tama's like, man, you know, you didn't create it, you can't kill it, you know, and you're not in it, so.
In my next life, I'm going to be born with Tanahashi's hair. Awesome.
Yeah. But that, God, who did, didn't Haku come to the ring the other night with somebody?
With his son, who I can't say his name.
Yeah. So, you know, when you see Haku floating around, you know, you can bring back, you know, the firing squad. I remember when they fucking, you know, chaired up the Elite and left them all laying, and in California.
Yeah.
That shit was great. God, I love that. They beat the shit out of everybody. Even Chase and Yujiro. They're like, you weren't helping, so we just beat your asses too.
Huh.
Don't ask why, just pile on and get your ass kicked.
Let me see.
So, I don't know. There could be the elite, Bullet Club War. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know what part Jay White's going to play and all that. So.
I mean, it's weird because if you start with I've been trying to catch that little impact here and there just because of Jay White, but it's weird because then I say to myself, do I now have to watch Impact?
No, you don't, because they put all those sections of Jay White stuff on New Japan World.
Oh, that is hot.
Yeah.
Thank you, Zeus.
Do they do that for the Finju stuff too, or?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, they put the Finjuice winning the tag titles on there.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Happy. That's the best news I've heard all day so far. I don't have to watch AEW. I'm so happy.
Or Impact, yeah.
Impact is a struggle. Let me tell you.
You don't have to watch either of the Liquid Fire Feces promotions.
Impact, and I now remember why I stopped watching it in the first place, because it absolutely fucking sucks.
Have I not been saying that?
It's a pain. It's fucking horrible. It's horrible.
You have, but when you look at it on paper, you're like,
yeah, exactly.
It's like this should be good.
Especially with guys like the Mac and all that shit, and
I mean,
I'm like, okay.
If you look at all these, if you looked at every promotion, if you looked at the WWE on paper, if you just looked at their roster on paper, you're like, this is an amazing roster, right? You're like, oh my god. If you looked at AEW on paper, you'd be like, sections of it, you'd be like, oh my god, I want to see this. It's like you can name any promotion, you'd be like, oh my god, but no one seems to deliver what's on paper. Like,
even watching Chelsea Green and Impact, I was like, oof. Now I know why you got cut from WWE. Brutal.
Oh, she got cut because she kept getting hurt.
Yeah,
I know, but she's wrestling with a cast on her arm in Impact.
Yeah, right. She's got some issue with her arm. You know who else had her?
Oops, fuck up. Oops, come on, Shingo.
No shock. Guess who is injured again?
Who?
Britt Baker.
Oh.
She's working through the injury, but she has like a broken wrist or something.
Well, I think the reason why Nick Gage went to AEW is for Britt Baker could fix his teeth.
I think he's going to have to block off a lot more time.
Yeah. She'd probably be like, the first thing, stay off the crystal meth.
Yeah.
I think, now let's be fair. I don't even like this guy. I don't like him wrestling. I don't like listening to him cut promos. Nothing. There's nothing about this guy I like about him. But
outside that he beat the shit out of David Arquette.
Yeah, he nearly killed David Arquette. That's not good.
Yeah.
That was bad. That was a fuck up. That would have been a terrible thing to lose our greatest, our nation's greatest actors.
But he sobered up, is what you're saying, right?
Yeah. It's just like everybody that brings up the bank robbery thing. I'm like going, come on, Ranger Ross, robbed a bank too, and I mean he, right? So it's not how we remember Ranger Ross. So, but of course,
I give credit for Cage for because it's not easy to try to clean up. It's not, because I've seen people go through it, and it's not a pretty thing. It's just it's just people, and I don't know if it's AEW fans who are starting this.
But let's hate on them for good reasons.
Yeah, like you can't kill people in the ring and get away with it. No, you can't do it.
Unless you're New Jack.
Right. And not for nothing, but this is AEW. I'm not. If I want to watch an FMW match, I'm gonna watch an FMW. Well, I don't need to see you trying to fake the spikes going into Jericho's head. I mean, come on, no, stop.
You're not going to get FMW quality from Nick Cage.
Well, I know that, but stop trying to emulate it.
I'm like, have y'all watched some CZW I
watched a lot of CZWs, especially back in the day. I watched a lot of CZW where Eddie Kingston and all of those guys acting like idiots.
There was stuff on my tapes, that I would get from.
Yeah, I watched a lot of that shit, man, and it was brutal back then.
Yeah, I mean, this guy does not come from like a great wrestling background, so
no,
and God, what was it in FMW or no? I think it might have been. Shit, I can't remember for sure. But do y'all remember that one? There was they made a spider web out of fucking barbed wire.
Who did that one?
Maybe it was CZW. I don't remember for sure.
I think more than one person promotion has done the spiderweb thing at this point. But
I'm probably remembering. Probably back it was probably one of the first ones. So, but be that as it may, I mean. You got another guy who's got cult following, and he's he found his way to AEW and then we get people that latch on to these guys and put them on a pedestal and say things like Nick Gage is a better wrestler than Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I can't. I refuse.
because that fan never saw Stone Cold do a one-winged angel.
Oh yeah, there was someone who said that this week. Yeah. Like I never seen Austin do a one-winged angel. Like, okay.
Like it's I saw I saw Stone Cold and I saw Stunning Steve Austin do a whole lot of great shit, and he didn't have to do that fucking.
Hey,
you didn't have to do that move.
Some real talk right now. Some real talk. I saw a thread in the last 2 weeks. It was some AEW thread, and someone was saying like, there's like it doesn't always have to be wrestling clinics like we get with Darby Allin and Jungle Boy. And I was like,
wait, what?
I know. I was like, my mind was just like, you must be shitting me. Like, you think that is a wrestling clinic?
No. What are these fans?
They just don't. They haven't seen stuff. They just haven't seen stuff. They don't have the knowledge.
People complain why we bitch and sound like grumpy old men. It's because of statements like that. Because of shit like that. I can't get that. I don't understand that.
And once again, it's people's age and their ignorance.
Yeah, but Zeus, in this day and age, see, it was different for back then because we couldn't see anything. But now in this day and age, you can watch pretty much anything from 20, 30, 40 years ago.
But
online.
There is no desire to. There's no desire for younger people today. Have no desire to discover old wrestling.
It would have to be. They would have to tie that old wrestling to something in AEW for them to explore it. So,
I mean, imagine these kids today just watching World Class, seeing what that whole thing was about. They would lose their shit.
I don't know that, or they'd be like, "Where's the Destroyers? When is Kevin gonna pull out a Destroyer on?"
You only have one guy that can do a super kick. That fucking company that does a super kick, that's dumb. He only does it like once a match. Oh my god! What planet are you guys from?
You know,
he actually pinned him with a small package.
Kerry would be a lot cooler if he bust out a V trigger right now.
Right.
God, these people, I can't with these
if
kids.
only Gino Hernandez just would have hit the one-winged angel right there. You're not a wrestler unless you can hit the one-winged angel.
Talking about a guy who simultaneously had the crowd loving and hating him. Like,
Gino Hernandez was the fucking man.
You know, on so many levels. I mean,
him and Chris Adams, man, they killed it.
Yeah,
they killed it. Come on,
the duo was crazy good. I mean, they really were.
I can't with these people these days. I mean, you know, I can't. Nick Gage is better.
You know, James.
I can't.
James, you know, Ric Flair, Ricky Steamboat. It's all right.
What? Yeah, okay.
if only they had bust out like an avalanche one-winged angel. Then
why are they wrestling for an hour? That's stupid.
They didn't go through any tables.
Yeah.
Did Dusty not go through panes of glass? What's going on? Why isn't he Sergeant Slaughter? Why isn't he doing the one-winged angel? Just start inserting one-winged angel into your favorite matches. Then it's like,
no shit.
Yeah. I like to take these. I wish I had a time machine. You know, I like to take some of these AEW fans and these stupid kids and just transport them to the fucking ECW arena in Philly with me. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. But survive that, you humpy bastards. Yeah. Yeah, here's your one-wing angel right here. Fucking chest shot to the face, and then have the same as spit beer right in your eye, you fuck.
I mean, you know, it's I don't. It's just a whole disconnect. And you see, here's the problem. You know, when we lost WCW, because you know they had the more wrestling focused, you know, action anyway.
Yeah.
You know, historically. And, you know, and then we lost WCW, you know, and there's a lot. See, and that was the thing, is that there were people that just flat out stopped watching.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You know, by 2005, you lost all of the older WCW fans. You know, and
I miss WCW.
Yeah, and I was, you know, people keep saying, "Oh, AEW is the next WCW." I'm like,
not even close.
They should be so lucky, you know, because they did a lot of good shit. You know, they you know, they were a lot more diverse when it came to putting titles on guys than hell, even WWF, WWE. You know, I mean, there's just a landslide of good stuff until the last 3 years was, you know, damn really hard to watch. Last 2 to 3 years, when, I mean, for me, when Russo took over, it's just
I think the grumpy old man faction actually should invade AEW.
No, do not make me go to an AEW show.
We'll get banned from the arena first.
Yeah, I don't want to go. I do not.
Hey Zeus, I'm going to commission you to come up with characters and T-shirts, okay? Because you're like grumpy old man all the titles.
The title plate has to have a cane being shaken in the air. Like,
no. Actually, what we got to do is we got to make that we remake that Chase Owens shirt, the Texas title for Pedro.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Right?
What the hell?
Right, James, you get a remade Florida title.
Yeah, there you go. That's hot. Yeah.
And then I get a remade Mid-Atlantic title.
That'd be kind of hot. I'm digging that. I'm digging that.
Like some awesome T-shirts.
I'm digging that.
Now I'm gonna look to see if that Chase Owens thing is.
I'll bring back Gordon Soley back from the dead. Have him Zombie Soley call his fucking matches. Oh, that's speaking of calling matches. Did they bring AEW brought back David fucking he brought back David yeah, they brought back David Crockett to do commentary. I flipped out. I'm like, no way.
They had David Crockett and Jim Ross and Tony Schiavone all together.
Oh my God! No, you can't be captured.
You know, that's one of the things that makes it hard for me to hate. AEW is because every once in a while they'll do some cool stuff. You know.
If you say so.
I mean,
just walk.
Just watch 1 hour of Dynamite.
Just watch some AEW.
Well, I don't. So
that again.
I don't watch it, so I don't.
Just try watching it and then see if you can say that.
No, but yeah.
I'm gonna be petty. Okay, I'm gonna be petty, and I'm speaking just for Pedro Boyd. I'm not speaking for the Mark Out Mania podcast. I'm not speaking for James or Zeus. I'm speaking purely for Pedro Boyd. AEW is a piece of shit. I personally would love if the promotion was to fail and all their fans were to cry and gnash their teeth. I would love it so much. I would love it. That's Pedro Boyd talking. I would love if AEW was to fail and all that stuff. It's not going to happen, but I would love it.
So that's what happens when you base your promotion out of a shitty place like Jacksonville. You get shitty wrestling. There you go.
So that's just me. That's me only.
WWE can go under too, for all I care.
Well, but look, here's the thing. WWE gives me NXT UK.
And NXT, yeah, so that's tough.
Like, because you and 6,000 other people like to watch that.
Right. But if it's so much better than this other thing we're talking about here.
I
still can't bring myself to watch it.
Yeah, Zeus, you can't watch. I'm surprised you don't watch NXT UK because you like pure wrestling, and there's some good pure wrestling on that show.
Like, if you like,
there's some excellent chain wrestling.
Yeah, if you like just at like the wrestling aspect, you're not going to get it better like that.
Yeah, these guys go at it, man. They go at it, Zeus. Go at it. This shit, counter moves and moves, counter this, that, stiff shots, so this shit, you know.
Well, be that as it may, I watched some pretty bad wrestling last night. I watched CMLL.
There you go. Yes, Zeus, tell us about it. Go ahead, man.
It was not good. I mean, if CMLL was a retirement home, I would say it's the greatest retirement home of all time because nobody gets seniors to do more physical activity than CMLL.
Oh my God.
Right? I mean, fucking Negro Costa is 157 years old. But they make that guy get out there and put on a 15-minute match, and he's still diving and he's still doing crazy shit. And it's like, man, I'm like, we should put CMLL in charge of American healthcare for the elderly because they would live so much longer. Because if you were able to make all these old people into luchadors, it wouldn't be great. It wouldn't be great to watch on TV, but they would they wouldn't get taken advantage of. They would still be up and around and that would be great.
It was that bad, huh?
Yeah, that match
I can
was, and
believe
it was
it.
very
Yeah.
long. Now they had these guys. They said were Lucha Blog said they were video game announcers. So maybe they call some of those those televised
video
video
game
game
tournament?
leagues where guys are playing against each other. I don't know, but they were excited as fuck. There was I think there was a couple of regular CMLO guys, but there was like 6 total commentators, and it was not on Twitch. It was on something called like Boom.
Right.
It was another streaming site, I guess, for video games.
I never even heard of that.
Yeah, and Contra Returns, the video game, was sponsoring the event.
What?
Yeah. So Contra is making a comeback, and Volador Jr. and I think it was Shocker came out with military gear like they were out of the video game.
Oh man, poor Shocker.
Snooze.
Yeah. And then the main event was in honor of El Santo.
Okay.
And it was Templario against Titan. And I really wanted to watch. I really wanted to enjoy that match, but it was not. I think maybe. I don't know. They were both off. I've seen them both have better matches against each other and against other people. So I was watching, kept hoping, and it just never got really good. It was very kind of a ho hum match, and at the end, Teton wins, and he gets this plaque honoring El Santo. That's got like one of his masks is attached to the plaque, and Templario shakes his hand, and they had a little embrace afterwards. So it's kind of a nice little ending, but that's my take on the CMLL from last night.
Yeah, I mean, Bean and I stopped watching CMLL. Like, it just.
Yeah, I remember y'all stopped watching like right around the time that Roosh and Dragon Lee left.
Well, we. I mean, first the COVID shut it down. That was the first thing. I mean, so we were watching up to when live shows stopped, and then when they started doing stuff again, they were just doing all this weird stuff and insulting fans, and it just turned us off. So we kind of stopped watching.
Yeah, that last anniversary show was weird, right?
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah. So there was a women's tag match I watched. That wasn't too bad.
Was okay?
Yeah, it was all right. I didn't really catch who was wrestling, but it wasn't any of the women I was familiar with. Maybe one of them was Sanely. I'm not sure. I don't think so.
You watched something last night, didn't you, James?
I saw a little bit of SmackDown. It was interesting, It was interesting. Now, remember how it was supposed to be John Cena versus Roman Reigns at SummerSlam, and then Finn Balor stepped up and he says he's going to fight him instead?
Yeah.
So they did the contract signing last night, okay? So first, Roman Reigns is, he's talking shit about John Cena again. So he signs the contract, and then he tells Finn Balor that if you sign it, I'm just going to destroy you. I'm going to kill you. And, I'm going to send you back to NXT. And then Finn Balor said, oh, yeah, I'll gladly go back to NXT. I'll go back to NXT as the Universal Champion. I was like, okay, that was cool. So before Finn Balor gets a chance to sign the contract, Baron Corbin comes in the ring and jumps Finn Balor. Why? I don't know. So Baron Corbin picks up the contract and he's going to sign it. Well, lo and behold, here comes John Cena. He beats up Baron Corbin, and John Cena signs the contract. So now we finally get the Cena versus Reigns at SummerSlam. It's going to happen. It was a little entertaining. I give it that. I do like the Finn Balor promo. That was actually kind of cool. But I was watching, and out comes a Bianca Belair, and she's talking, flapping her gums, blah blah blah. Thank you very much. 300 days or whatever, how many days as champion so far, and I'm doing good, living life, loving it. And out comes Selena Vega, and out comes Carmella, and they start beating the shit out of Bianca Belair. And the music hits, and Sasha Banks runs out. The crowd goes absolutely gaga. Okay, it goes nuts. Crowd is crazy, right? Sasha Banks comes in, clean house, and ladies and gentlemen, we have our main event for the evening. So it's Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair versus Selena Vega and Carmella, the whore of horse.
Oh my God.
So we're watching the main event. I'm watching the main event. It's in the background. I'm like, okay, it's a main event. It's decent stuff. The crowd is into it. And Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks get the pin. The crowd goes crazy. Everybody's celebrating. They're celebrating. They're posing in the ring. They're holding each other up. They're laughing. They're smiling, holding up the belt. And Sasha Banks just puts the backstabber on fucking Bianca Belair. The crowd goes, no! And Sasha Banks beats the shit out of Bianca Belair, puts her in a bank statement. She's tapping like she's a wild woman. She's not letting go. She's yelling and screaming. Bianca Belair, Sasha Banks grabs the belt, holds the belt up against her, over her head, and starts smiling and strutting in the ring with the belt. The crowd is booing and shit. I was like, look at this. So once again, nobody can trust Sasha Banks, and it was halfway decent. I mean, it's not like we didn't know it was coming because they always turn banks. But it was okay. It was all right. It is what it was. I'm more excited to see Dakota Kai versus Raquel Gonzalez, and on that same and in the NXT takeover, we're going to have the Dakota Kai versus Raquel Gonzalez, and in that same NXT takeover, we're going to have Ilya Dragunov versus Walter. That's going to be hot.
Yeah.
Now that is hot. So I can't wait. But here's the thing. Okay, this is supposed to happen during SummerSlam weekend, right? Okay. Now, as I have mentioned to you boys in the chat, because it's supposed to be held here at Capitol Wrestling Center over Winter Park. So I'm like, I was actually thinking about getting tickets just to see that Walter match. But the Delta variant, and I can't be packed in a room like a sardine with a whole bunch of people. I can't right now. No, because it's not safe. It's not safe. And now here's the thing: I was trying to find tickets, and they're nowhere to be found anywhere. Like you can't even find tickets. You can't even find a place to buy them. So I'm thinking, if SummerSlam's in Vegas, and you can't find tickets, and it's announced that it's going to be at the Capitol Wrestling Center, are they going to move it to Vegas as well? This will play into the Karrion Kross finally jumping ship to go to WWE, up to the main roster. So I don't know what's going on with that, because it looks like Samoa Joe is going to be Karrion Kross, because he's fighting Kross for the NXT Championship at the NXT TakeOver on SummerSlam weekend. And they're doing it the reverse. Usually SummerSlam's on the Sunday, right? It's actually on the Saturday, and then you have the NXT show the very next day on Sunday.
Oh, weird.
So I don't know why they're doing that. I don't know what's going on. So we'll see.
Maybe it's a big back to school Monday.
It's possible. It's possible. It's possible.
Somebody said they were. There's this person I'd never seen before on Twitter. He said that he was in on the financial call. It was like a big financial conference call, and Vince claims that there was like 1.2 billion people viewed WrestleMania this year. And I'm just like, well, just think of how much money that would have been at $50 a pop if you didn't have a streaming service that everyone was already paying for.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter how many people watch it.
Yeah, right? Those days are over. It's different now. Yeah.
I mean, the maximum number is not the number that's your barometer. It's your minimum number.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's if people stop watching altogether. That's the only if people unsubscribe, anything above that, it doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter if people watch it because they have it.
Yeah, but isn't Vince off the hook from all of that shit now? Isn't that Peacock's concern now? Because they're the ones got to promote the pay-per-views now, don't they? You know, you got to watch it on Peacock. You can only watch it on Peacock. Holy God, what a headbutt! Brutal. You can watch it on Peacock. You know. So
I know exactly what moment you're talking about.
Yeah, that was brutal. Yeah. Fuck.
I forgot all about that. That was a good.
He broke his forehead.
But it I mean, it doesn't matter. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter to them because they got $1 billion.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and we found out from the what was it, Money in the Bank, that Peacock, they had to work on their infrastructure just for the live streaming because people were just. I mean, Peacock Sucks was trending.
Yeah, that whole stream was a mess. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, we've honestly seen independent, no-name companies that don't even exist anymore that streamed better events than that.
Yeah, that was horrible. I had to keep switching it. I had to switch it from my phone to my tablet to my TV to my PS4.
Yeah,
damn.
And they said that that the Peacock network has gained like 50 million subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
But once again, it's like you got, and of course we don't know the ratio, but I mean, people are either paying what, $4.99 or $9.99.
Right. At least $5. You can figure it like that.
Right. But it's $10 if you don't want the.
Right. That's the one I got. Yeah. Yeah. I have the top tier one because I don't want ads. Yeah.
Right. So, but there we go. Like, all you got to do is keep people happy enough not to cancel it.
Yep. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. That's Zeus. I can speak to you from experience. That stream was brutal.
Yeah. Oh, I saw it all over Twitter that night.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's, that's just what they're, what everything that they become. And, it's, that's all it is. It's not, it's not dependent on drawing or selling, or it's just about putting something together that's just barely good enough for, people to watch.
Yeah. I didn't mean to laugh, Zeus, but when you said what they become, that Fozzy song popped in my head. What if I become? I was like, oh shit.
What if I become?
Oh my God.
1, 2. Oh.
Sharon.
Sharon. Oh man.
Oh man.
I've never seen Ozzy in concert, but I would never go see him now because it's just if you watch any live stuff, he sounds terrible. And it's like always wanted to see Iron Maiden live, but I almost went to see them about 2 or 3 years ago, and I ended up not doing it because I watched some recent live stuff, and they just sounded awful. They just sounded terrible.
They need subtitles.
Yeah, so I'm one of those people. If I feel there's a window of time to see acts,
Yeah.
and like if I'm not one of those people that's just like I just want to put that notch on the list. Like I saw them. I don't want to see acts when they're like terrible. Like I just don't want to see it.
So I don't know what WWE is going to do. I don't know what the thing is with SummerSlam on the Saturday and the Takeover on the Sunday. It could be the school thing because SummerSlam's at Thomas and Mack Center, and then the Takeover is supposed to be here in Florida, but you can't get tickets to it. So I don't know if it means that they're going to move it to fucking Vegas or what.
I don't want to get into. I don't really want to get into political stuff, or not. It's not really political stuff, but I just I don't really want to get into too much stuff. But with the way certain things are going with the Delta variant and COVID, I can see a lot of plans for both AEW and WWE like just being put to a halt very soon.
Yeah.
I don't know what all these entities are going to do in that situation. Because I don't know if y'all saw the poster. AEW has a poster with basically CM Punk's like stars thing, like in the poster over the city of Chicago, so you can't telegraph anymore. Like CM Punk is going to show up here.
Yeah, so, but isn't that part of the Chicago flag?
Yeah. But yeah.
See, I wouldn't see if I'm a wrestling company and if I signed CM Punk, I wouldn't even leak it. I wouldn't even say anything. No, and people, no, but you got to because you get people to order more your pay-per-view. No, that's not going to happen. You surprise everybody, and then you make people watch it.
Right now, there you see, being they need more, they need more, pay-per-view buys because they're actually selling pay-per-views.
Right.
That is true, Zeus. Yeah, you're right. Right.
And of course, everybody's saying it's a pretty foregone conclusion that, I mean, there's some people that said that the Bryan Danielson deal is already done.
Yeah.
And that CM Punk is nearly done. And then now Meltzer's saying that Brock Lesnar is probably going to AEW.
What? I hadn't heard about that.
Yeah, that's what Meltzer tweeted out. He said he's because they were saying that he might be going to Bellator to do more MMA.
That man don't need to be doing more MMA.
No, he doesn't.
He's past his prime.
Well, it's not just that, but he's just he can't not cheat.
Yeah.
To try to get a win. So, And
I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this.
I don't know, but I mean, I'm just saying that's that's another thing. So,
how does WWE lose Bryan Daniel? Daniel Bryan.
Because anymore. That's why he didn't want to be. He wanted to do something else. They said he really wants to wrestle in New Japan before he can't.
So why did if I'm WWE, so just let him go fucking wrestle New Japan, and then as soon as he's ready to come back to the States, have him come back.
Never do that, James. This is WWE.
I know.
Since he took over, it's been his singular vision, and it's his warped corporate, way of doing things that he's always going to do stuff exactly the way he wants to, and not the way anybody else does.
Right, I know.
And then we'll still get idiots that say, thank you, Vince, and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
All these people calling Bryan Danielson a traitor, and, they hope he, there's some really...
That's stupid.
Have you seen these people attacking Mike Bennett lately?
No. Why are they attacking him for what?
It's like, I wish you would pull a Chris Benoit.
Oh, dang.
What?
Right. Yeah.
On Maria?
Yeah. On himself and his kids and his wife, yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with people?
Yeah, and there was somebody else, saying, "Oh, Vince, Vince still paid y'all, paid you for your wife to be out while she was having your crack babies, and you should be thankful and blah blah blah." And I'm like,
oh my god.
Wow, these people need to disassociate themselves from the online community for a little bit, because that's harsh.
Yeah,
they need to take the chill pill.
Yeah, either that or do something,
Yeah, it's bad. Kind of like I've seen AEW fans wishing, all kind of death and things to just other fans who don't like AEW or dare to criticize AEW.
I mean, even when
I've seen AEW fans basically want to punish before COVID, they wanted to punish crowds that did not cheer loud enough at AEW tapings. So, I mean, this is not a WWE fan only thing.
Are we in Russia or something?
That I tell you that the crowd becoming aware of itself is definitely one of the great downfalls of pro wrestling.
Even when I hated Vince the most for fucking destroying ECW after he tried to bring it back and put it on the Sci-Fi Channel. Even when I wanted to just like, what are you doing? I never would even think about saying shit like that to somebody or their fans. I mean, what's wrong with these people? What's wrong with these people, man?
It's just fandoms, and it's not unique to wrestling. It's fandoms in general. Everything is like subscription-based tribalism right now. So
yeah,
I guess so. Jesus.
It just is what it is, man.
Yeah,
I'm gonna write a song about.
I think we need to write a country song about destroying the new IWGP Heavyweight Championship. # destroy the belt. It looks like shit.
Hey, y'all! Look in the. Hey, y'all!
Hey, y'all!
You guys look in the chat on Twitter, and you'll see a thing I posted about the IWGP title belt.
Oh yeah, I saw the transforming.
Yeah.
He doesn't even look as good as that first form of Jaguar.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! Look at that converters.
Yeah, but look at the face. The face looks like the blade.
Is it?
Yeah, look at that. That's a transformer. Look at that. I'm looking at the belt. I'm close on the TV right now. It's a fucking transformer. Yeah. That's what happened to Starstrike. Anyway, what happened to him? He took off in the movie, though. There he is. He transformed into the belt, and he's sitting on Shingo's shoulder.
Sitting on Shingo's shoulder.
Oh my God! Look at that.
Hey,
oh.
The name of Starstrike?
Starscream.
Yeah, Starscream. I keep calling him Starstrike. I'm sorry. Fuck Starscream.
You guys got anything to plug for this coming week?
No.
No. I'm gonna go outside and walk my dog. No, man, I got nothing coming up this week. Oh, wait a minute. Who's this? Oh, it's just Shingo.
You to plug this week? You got another concert?
I got on Friday, there is episode 4 Friday Night Jams.
Oh,
8 p.m.
evil.
Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Pacific on my YouTube channel. And on Wednesday will be, I think it'll be chapter 5 of Tom's Weird Life will be coming out on, just look on any of my social media. So
cool.
Yeah.
What type of paper are you doing it on?
Let me see. It is pad of paper. What is this? 7 by 10.
Huh.
Yeah, I just scribble it and then I scan it.
Oh my God. The King of Darkness, evil, really?
I mean, I think currently I have 35 chapters done. Like, but you're just getting them once a week. So well, we have them for a while. But anyways, thanks to YYH for being in the chat room earlier, and thanks to everyone watching.
Y square, H square,
God willing, we're back next week. Unless there's anything going, y'all know about.
I mean, I'll come back as long as I don't have to see evil again trying to carry the strap. Jesus.
I don't know what we'll talk about. We'll figure it out. Quick shout out to Casey. He had his birthday this week, and to all that Another Miserable podcast.
Happy belated, Case.
And shout out to the MMM group and to the Way Too Real crew and all of them. So
a shout out and a very special shout out to Mrs. Zero. I'll catch you in a few, hon.
Oh man. Everyone take care. Catch y'all later. And adios.
Peace.